Hi, I'm James.
I'm Katina,
And
and
we're
we're connecting with the Collins. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Wherever you are in your place in the world, we're glad that you connected with us today. And before we get started with today's conversation, will you please take a moment to like
Share.
and subscribe by hitting the down below. And remember to share it with someone that you know.
That's right. Please share that. All right. So today
In
is
our
a-
conversation.
in our conversation is a very special day. We are celebrating the gift of love,
Yeah.
the gift of tradition, love, and
Mhm.
this month, in February, we all know this is the love month, so to speak.
Creative romance.
Creative romance. That's right. That's right. And so we're going to talk a little bit about creative romance.
Mm-hmm.
So creative romance is really, what would you say? It's just that, you find things
Mm-hmm.
that your mate that could be near and dear, and that doesn't mean finances all the time. And I think that's where we make our mistake at. So
Yeah.
wouldn't you agree?
I would agree,
Uh-huh.
And last week, we were talking about our vows.
Yes.
And
yes.
for for better, for worse, for richer or for poor.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't always have to have the finances to be creative, right? And
That's right.
and even though February has been deemed the a creative romance month or celebratory of Valentine's Day, you don't have to just spend your time in February only. You need to do that all throughout the year. Be creative, be spontaneous, do something different.
Yeah. You know what? I thought about something as you were talking. Uh, February should be like a launching pad, like a start,
That's
where,
good.
before you get to the end, you got to have a start.
That's good.
And so I believe this: if you take one day or more out of each month and you do something, and I guarantee you, when you buy flowers on a non-traditional month, you'll find it to be a lot cheaper than just buying it on
That's
Mother's
true.
Day or Valentine's Day.
That's true.
And yeah, so I promise you, you could send flowers to her job, he or she. To his. I receive flowers.
That's
and
right.
It's nothing like they're like, "Are you guys arguing?" Or people always go to the negative when it comes to that kind of stuff. But no, it's you just want to show the gift of love, and I think that's probably more rewarding than trying to do it on the day that you expect it.
Right, now that's true.
So that's what I'm saying. So if you do practice on that, I promise you, you'll cut down on the daily regiments of wondering if my spouse and
Yeah.
what happened, what's going on. This is where I call liquid love. So you want to keep it flowing from each month to month, and I promise you, it helps keep that stability, balance, and just practicality, practicing.
Yeah.
Do something different.
That's true.
You know.
And we were talking about our early years.
Yeah.
In our marriage, and really reminiscing on some of those creative moments. And sometimes, again, people think that it's in the expense that you spend, but
Right.
really it's not. It's in those simple things, like driving me to the studio today, right? Surprising me. Just the simple things. Doesn't
Yeah.
cost a lot of money, but just the simple things in life. And you want to share with
Can I
one
share
of
a
our
story, please?
Yeah.
So, I hit one of those places where I felt the pressure as a man. You got to do something. You got to do something. And then my finances just didn't. It just didn't cut it. It just didn't meet it. So what I did was I devised a plan. I got my kids involved. I ordered some takeout because I'm not a cook. I'm not ashamed. I'm not a cook. But what I did was I set my formal dining room,
Mhm.
and I set things up. I had candles. I had all the, I call it ambulance, but it's ambience. I know. I had all that thing set up, and so when she got home, the atmosphere was set,
Mhm.
and so the kids took the things, that what mom would normally do. She had
Mhm.
to do none of that. So the kids direct her right to the table,
They did.
and I pulled the chair out as the gentleman that I am, and then we sat there, and we sat in between the candles and the flowers and all of that. And I had my children play a role of just coming and taking order, and so we played along, and I'm telling you, I mean, that was probably one of the best
I
times
think so.
that we had for as doing something creativeness,
It's true.
and it didn't cost you a lot of money,
Mm-mm.
and you had no traffic.
Well,
you know,
and I think the one thing that when you have children,
yeah,
when you're still raising your children that are home,
yeah,
you have to include them in that creative romance, because what they see you do,
mm-hmm,
then they're learning. Oh, this is what Valentine's looks like. This is how my husband, or vice versa. If you have a son, this is how I'm supposed to treat my mate, right? And so you are able to teach them something.
mm-hmm.
And what a blessing it is to
It
be
is.
able to have your children involved. And that's even for us now.
Oh yeah,
We still have an 11-year-old. So whatever we do in creativity, mom, dad, you're getting ready to have a date at home? Absolutely, yes, we are. And why don't you come on and join us? So really, I think that was one of the important pieces for me.
very important. And listen, it's a lasting memory that's created,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something that you can all do. You don't have to go that route, but you find something that your mate will enjoy.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds kind of old school, but picnic basket, go to a park, if there's parks and things like that, or take walks,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, things like that, because there will be one day that, as we get older, those things kind of things get a little tougher if you don't practice those things.
You
So
may have to roll instead of walk.
you may have to you may have to stroll, you know but you do it together. You create a memory, you create a
Yeah,
long lasting
that's
memory,
important.
because time is precious. And those are the kind of things that you could be creative in
Mm-hmm.
doing. So
Find a way,
yeah,
because it's not about quantity, right? It's not, you may not in your life, whatever season you are in your
yeah,
life,
yeah,
whether you are raising children, whether you are pursuing career, building your business,
yeah.
you may not have all of the quantity of time
Talk
that
about it.
that you would like to have, but it's in the quality.
That's right.
It's all about that quality time that you spend together. Find a way to find some time. I don't care how busy you are. If
Right.
it's 30 minutes, you make that 30 minutes count.
You make it work. Consistency has to be
Yeah.
the second thing,
It does.
because that's, and the thing is, life will try you, because things happen. Things will just come up and say, oh, my kid got a basketball game and we're supposed to do this. Well, you juggle that time, but
Yeah.
you never neglect
Mm-mm.
it, because that helps to keep the marriage
Mm-hmm.
fresh. Again, it keeps it flowing.
Yeah,
And liquid, that liquid love, keep everything flowing. So
Mhm.
no matter what cylinder life brings you, you pour that in different types of cylinder. So you might be shaped like a glass one day.
Mm-hmm.
Next day you might be shaped like a bottle. But
Mm-hmm.
you're going in from one cylinder to the next cylinder to because you're moving in one into another. Now, if your love never move, it gets stale, and still water, there's no life to it. It dries up, will evaporate.
Yeah.
If you don't maintain this your love. So constant movement, and I promise you, it works.
Yeah.
It definitely works.
That's true. And for us, of course, our foundation the love of God is what we have on the inside. But we didn't start here.
No, no, no.
Like when you talk about, um, don't stop being persistent, don't give up,
Yeah.
because at some point, and this is for those that are in relationships,
Yeah.
those that are moving toward perhaps marriage, those newlyweds that are out there.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when we transition
Yeah.
into marriage, again, we've been talking about this month, you don't always stop to really embrace what those vows mean,
Right.
or what you're going to expect or transpire as you move on. And when we started,
Yeah.
because I didn't really understand, I didn't have that example growing up.
Yeah,
so
there's no manual for it.
there's no manual.
You have to create your own manual.
Yes.
And see what works. When you get married, then it's like, what is that?
Right.
I don't know. I'm just married. What I do next?
Right.
You know, we get drawn into the fairy tale. Marriage is, my mother said, is blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
That means it's a daily practice.
Yes.
It's a daily grind, but you work that thing to perfect that.
Yeah.
And so, again, but if you're not mentored, if you're not been coached,
yeah,
you won't know that going in. And so what happened is he or she may lose her faith in the marriage.
Yeah. Because
now the tension has gone away. It's funny how when you date, the tension's always on you.
Right.
And it's like, oh, well, if this is how it is, I want to stay in this vein.
Right.
Because, man, she likes me and I like her. And we're going to just go into this thing. Just listen, life happens. And when life happens, that's where the challenge come into wanting to separate each other. And listen, we're emotional people. Listen,
we are.
We are. And so when you're living together every day, you start seeing each other's faults and other things like that, and you begin to wonder, can I deal with the other person's issues or faults? I know, but the thing is, it may not be a fault to them,
right?
But it's a fault for you, because it's getting on your nerves. Why did he do that? The TV's on all night and I can't sleep. The number one thing has always been the toilet seat, right?
Right.
Or it might be the toilet paper, the backwards and forwards. I don't care as long as I get some toilet paper. That's all I care about. Just put it on the roll. Don't leave me stranded without the
stranded
on the toilet.
Stranded on the toilet.
What will you do when you're stranded?
Right.
With no paper on the roll. So, to prove you're a man, you must wash with your hand. We're not going there. Woo! We're not going there. Can't have no sticky fingers. So, and that's the thing. So you work out in marriage. You find out early on that you have to work out a lot of quirks.
Which goes back to on purpose.
Yeah.
Being creative.
Correct.
Creative in the room and keeping it spicy. Creative in
whatever you guys
trying to find out what what is going to pull on that other one to get them right to
engaged.
Connect. Yeah.
I think the most important thing is what helps cut down the chasing act. 'Cause a lot of times it's the way you communicate. And I would say it's okay to ask your mate, what does she like? And what that she doesn't like.
And it might change over time.
It may change over time. And another thing is, I think as men, we have a pre-notion that we know everything when it comes to that. And so we just go in full bore, but they may not like that.
That's right.
That may not work.
Like it.
And then, But again, you got to talk about it.
Yeah.
Open up. Intimacy. Intimacy.
Yeah.
And so you got to talk about your feelings.
Intimacy.
Because I promise you will cut down on a lot of that,
And it's okay. It's okay to ask.
Yes.
Does she like it? Does he like it?
Right.
We've been taught that so many things are taboo and don't talk about it.
Right.
No. Talk about what you enjoy in the bedroom.
Right.
Because maybe he's a little wild and you a little conservative.
Yeah, yeah,
Well, conservative sister, you better get a little wild and put on you a wig, do whatever it takes to make sure that you get a little crazy with your spouse. Maybe she doesn't like it like that. Whatever it is, you have to be open and know that it's okay. The marriage bed is undefiled, so you got to work through that together.
yeah.
You got to know that again, people don't talk about it, but we're going to talk about it. It's okay.
And be honest. Be
Yeah.
honest with each other. And when you find out, when you truly be honest and you work on the things that actually pleases each other,
Come on, somebody.
and you'll find it, the transition in those departments is smooth. But even before you get to that place, find out, what's her secret love language.
Oh, yes. And
What is her secret or his secret love language? It could be leaving something on the pillow.
Taking out the garbage.
Taking out, yeah. Some ladies love when they man clean up.
Yes.
Clean up well. And then he's cleaned up.
Yes.
But in order to know that, we must talk about them things. Mm-hmm. And then once you find out, practice, put it into play.
That's the key. Find out what your mate's love language is.
Yeah.
Is it affirmation? Is it touch? Is it spending time? Is
Mm-hmm.
it is it kind acts of love? What is that love language? And you're going to have completely different love languages. You might have some that are a little similar, but when you find out, stop buying him gifts if that's not what his love language is or her love language. I don't want your gifts. I want your time. Yeah. I want your acts of kindness.
I love that.
That is what excites me.
Right.
So stop trying to do what you think I want you to do. Learn my love language and I'll do the same for you. And that's how you can continue in 30 years.
And here's the other thing too. It also changes over time.
It does.
I'm going to tell a quick story about when I first I bought you a Coach purse back one of those days was really hot. And she never had one. So for me to come to the table, I brought her a brand new nice black on black with the nice lacquer looking, C's on it. And my goodness, I was the man. Okay? The man. But in year 5, when she has 4 or 5 Coach purses, the effect may not be the same way. So you have to change over time. What else that can get that to that climactic that climactic place in her life.
That's true.
And so you have to keep, and that's part of having that, again, liquid love. Mm-hmm. And some people get upset and like, man, I just give her money and call it good. She buy her own gift. No. Do not give up.
That's good.
You just find, it could be perfume. It could be, just say, here's 2 tickets to Broadway. Find out what she likes, not what you like.
Yeah.
Or find out what he likes.
Yeah.
He may like racing. You buy him some tickets, some NHRA tickets.
Listen.
You do things
that
he would like, and not you only.
Creative romance. Well, I'll tell a story. So I think you turned 40. I think it was. It was 40.
Something like that. We'll edit that part.
Well, you way beyond that. But when you think about, again, creative romance, what is it that excites him? So I know that he loves cars. I know he loves drag racing. So we surprised him with a all expense and trip to the 4 Wide. For those of you who don't understand what the NHRA is,
NHRA.
Antron Brown was one of the
dude.
top drivers at that time.
Yes.
And to be able to go and sit. Now, I clearly did not like drag racing, but I understood that moved him. And so for him to receive that and for us to go and me to be the wife that sits in that suite with him,
right,
it excited him. And so I figured out that was a way to show love to him. And I think we ended up having a good time. Do something different. Do something you haven't seen done before.
Yes.
Maybe you didn't see it, as James said. Maybe you didn't have a mentor. Maybe you didn't have anyone in your family that had the best relationship. Or maybe everybody in your family didn't get married,
Right.
but you really desire to get married.
Correct.
Break that.
Yeah.
Do something different and make it work. Put the work in, put the effort in, and you can be success too.
Absolutely, you can find success. I think a lot of times when it just goes back to knowing your mate, you want to have a common ground with each other. Uh, the Bible talks about being equally yoked, and yoke means together, and so you want to make sure you have your basis that's a good firm foundation. You have to build that before you build the house. You can't just build it on sand or mud or because it won't sustain over time. But concrete, that's the formula there. Having a major foundation.
And faith is ours.
And it happens for us to be faith. We're faith people, so that's what we're yoked together at. And so from that point, then it's up to us to start building and fashion the house and how we want that to look. An internal house.
Yeah.
I give a visually for housing, but internal. So trust is internal.
Yeah.
Love, of course, is internal. We talked about how to keeping that love alive.
Yeah.
And go through don't always mean is bad.
No.
It's actually is making you stronger when you go through.
Yeah.
And so what happened is you'll find yourself coming together stronger. If you look at sports, over the course of the season, there's going to be some games that are going to be up and down, but there's going to be some really tight games, and you're going to come together in the trenches.
Yeah, and that's the key.
And that's the key. So we work through the trenches, find a way, and once we do that, we'll say, you know what, we're going to keep that next time because that worked for us. So we're going to keep that. We're going to, and so what God is doing is not only we keep it, but we share it.
Yeah.
We share it. It may not always work for you, but it's an idea of how to get to that place. So, and that's the key.
Hopefully something we've said today has inspired you or encouraged you to let this be your launching pad for the remainder of the year, that every month that you find something creative to do with your mate, find something creative to do with your family. Last week, we asked you all to submit your most creative ideas, and we did get one.
Yes, we did.
What was the handle of the young?
Oh, so his handle was Depiction.
So, Depiction,
yes.
You are the winner of this week. We loved your idea of creating coupons.
Yes, that's right.
Wasn't that so? Creating those coupons and sharing with each other, a back rub, that was huge. A bubble bath, and
love coupons. So what it was like a booklet.
It was cute.
And when they were ready to, I guess you tear it out and you said, "This is what I want."
Cash in.
And you take that coupon or Groupon or wherever you want to do it.
Yeah. Depiction. That was
listen,
good.
That's good. And not only that, but maybe someone else could probably utilize something similar to that.
Yeah. So we don't want to just stop it here. So Depiction. Again, you are the winner for this week, so we want you to email us.
Yes.
connectingwiththecollins@gmail.com. Again, connectingwiththecollins @gmail.com. And then, so that we can get your gift card to you.
Yes.
And again, last week was we asked you all to put in, or maybe this week you had some creative moments, and we'll give you another opportunity to comment down below and share with us perhaps what your romantic ideas or creativity came up with this week.
I tell you one thing: find a different way to utilize those candles. Put them around your bathtub. Or they are scenery changers.
That's good.
Get scented candles. Don't just get white candles that have no scent to them.
That's good.
Get your mate her favorite scented candle, and just when they come in that room, it switches that atmosphere. We're gonna toast. Here's to my lovely wife of 30 years, who I love, cherished, you my ride or die.
For real, for real.
I mean, you're my Robin to the Batman. Listen, I know you're my other piece of the puzzle. We fit well together, and because of life has shaped us. And listen, I love you, appreciate you, and I'm looking for many more years. That Dev do you part, I can't see myself parting from you. So okay,
I love you.
I love you.
Thank you. All right, y'all. This is the Collins, and I think I'm ready to turn out the lights.
Turn out the lights.
Y'all have a good week.
Light
See you next
candle.
week.
And again, don't forget to hit the bell down below and subscribe.
And share it with someone you know.